Hello everyone, hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to be making this beautiful resin 3D flower coaster. Let's get started. I'm using a 3.5-inch flower mold. I've taken approximately 50 grams of resin in total for this. So 34 grams of clear resin and about 17 grams of hardener. So mix the resin and hardener really well. It's a very important step. And then I'm going to allow the resin to rest until it reaches a not too thick, not too thin consistency. Out of the 50 grams, I am going to keep aside 5 to 7 grams of resin for a white opaque pigment, which I'm going to be using to make the petals. Today it took around 30 minutes to reach the not too thick, not too thin consistency. So this timing will depend on the kind of weather it is or the kind of environment you're working in. If it's hot and humid, this 30-minute time will be much lesser. Maybe it will be ready in 15 to 20 minutes. So keep checking every 5 minutes to see if you have reached that consistency. Here I have removed around 7 grams of resin for the white opaque pigment, and I'm pouring the rest of the resin into the flower mold. For the color in the flower, I will be using alcohol inks to try and create the Petri effect. So since alcohol inks are flammable, do not use any kind of flame after you have dropped the inks. So if you feel there are bubbles, make sure to use the flame and remove the bubbles before you drop in the alcohol inks. I've used the 2:1 resin from epoxy. It's my go-to resin for 3D flowers, ocean effect and geodot. Next I'm going to be putting the white opaque pigment into the 7 gram of resin that I had set aside. So 7 gram of resin, you don't need too much of the opaque pigment. It's really dense, so use little, just this much. So do remember one thing, this amount will change if your resin amount changes. So for 7 grams, this much is enough. But if you're taking, for example, 20 grams, you will need a bit more. So you have to eyeball this thing, okay? So if you put too much of the white pigment into the resin, while doing the pour, instead of spreading, the white resin will sink down and it will create blobs, which is something we don't want. So it will come with practice. For the Petri effect, I'm going to drop in the colored alcohol inks first. Purple, pink, blue, yellow and orange, followed by the white alcohol ink on each of the drops. After 2 to 3 minutes, I poured the resin mixed with white opaque pigment and just followed the shape of the mold. So this will make the petals. I'm using a silicone tip to draw the shape of the petals. So once this is done, I'm just going to allow the resin to do its work. If everything goes right, the white opaque pigment should spread towards the center of the mold as the resin is curing. The resin that I'm working with today has a working time of around 45 to 55 minutes, give or take. So within 1 hour, it reaches a stage where you cannot work with it anymore. I did the white resin pour around the 40-minute mark probably. So within 5 minutes, it had spread to the middle and taken the shape of the petal. After this, I'm going to allow the resin to completely cure for 24 hours and we'll see how this turned out tomorrow. It's been 24 hours. Let's demold. Let's have a look. And check it out. Oh, look how pretty it is. Let's get a closer look. Petri effect has come out nicely, especially in the pink, yellow and orange part. The white resin has combined nicely with the colors and also spread towards the middle. So what do you think, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe, comment, like and share. I'll see you soon in the next one.